I wouldn't mind at this point if Caitlyn just started her villain arc. She needs to start putting her foot down because this, like, some of this stuff is getting a little wild. She comes into the WNBA, her biggest life dream to play professional basketball. She comes into the WNBA. She gets a special whistle the opposite way because she's getting fouled and flagrant fouled, and just the defense that they're playing on her is actually insane. Yet despite all that, has an incredible rookie season. And then on top of that, people are using her name for their hidden agendas on both sides. People are just using Caitlyn's name. And then if she says something, it's not enough. If she doesn't say anything, she never wants to speak out about anything.
Caitlin Clark has finally reached her breaking point, and honestly, she's not holding back anymore. The WNBA may have thought they could use her name to boost ratings and gain more attention, but now their biggest star is officially drawing a line. Caitlyn's recent comments about Commissioner Cathy Engelbert have sent shockwaves through the basketball world. So, what do you think? Did she go too far, or was this something that needed to happen? The tension between the players and WNBA leadership has been building for weeks, and now it has completely exploded. It all started with Nafisa Collier's exit interview, 6 minutes of pure chaos. It completely pulled the spotlight away from the WNBA Finals. Instead of talking about the Las Vegas Aces or the Phoenix Mercury, everyone was buzzing about Collier. She called out Engelbert, essentially accusing her of lying about Clark. Let's rewind for a moment. Collier claimed that Engelbert once told her Caitlyn should be grateful to the WNBA because, without it, she wouldn't have all those endorsement deals. That single sentence blew everything up. Fans went wild, other players started posting online, and the league immediately went into damage control mode. Then Engelbert tried to smooth things over before Game 1 of the finals. She held a major press conference, but honestly, it didn't help at all.
Continue to express that you were disheartened by the characterization of your conversation with Nafisa Collier. Just again, seeking clarity. Did you in fact say that Caitlin Clark should be grateful she makes $16 million off the court? Because without the platform that the WNBA gives her, she wouldn't make anything? And do you actually feel that way, that without this platform, players like Caitlin Clark wouldn't be making what they do off the court?
Yeah, obviously I did not make those comments. Caitlin has been a transformational player in this league. She's been a great representative of the game. She's brought in tens of millions of new fans to the game, proud of what she's put on the court. Unfortunately, the injuries held her back from a full season this year. But again, I'm not going to get into every point, counterpoint. It's not productive here. We're here to celebrate the WNBA Finals. I think what Indiana just did was amazing with all the injuries they had and the everything they faced this year, bringing that to a Game 5 in overtime. But yeah, as I said, there's a lot of inaccuracies reported out there, and I certainly did not say that.
Look, the commissioner flat out denied ever making that comment about Caitlin Clark. Not only that, but she also suggested that Keir's version of their private conversation contained serious inaccuracies. In simple terms, Cathy Engelbert basically called Keir a liar, and she did it on national television, and that's when everything started spiraling out of control. Here's the bigger issue. Nafisa Collier isn't just some random player venting on social media. She's actually one of the vice presidents of the Women's National Basketball Players Association, WNBA. That means she's directly involved in the major collective bargaining agreement negotiations, the talks that will shape every player's salary, schedule, and future benefits.
The day she's worried about her. And all of her statements, it's all like, well, I got us here and I should. And Cathy, no one cares. Literally no one cares. Like how you're sitting right there, that's how we feel every time she speaks. Every time she speaks, us as players, that's how we feel.
So, when Cathy Engelbert publicly dismissed what Keir said, she wasn't just disrespecting one player, she was directly insulting a union leader. And that, my friends, is when Caitlin Clark truly decided she'd had enough. Up until this point, Caitlin had been extremely careful. She usually avoids controversy altogether. She keeps her head down, focuses on her game, stays out of politics, and lets the drama swirl around her. But this time, when reporters asked her about Keir's comments, she delivered a line that made everyone freeze. She simply said, "I think Fee made a lot of valid points."
Boom.
Well, I mean, first of all, I have great respect for Fee, and I think she made a lot of very valid points. And, you know, I think what people need to understand we need great leadership in this time across all levels. This is straight up the most important moment in this league's history. Well, this league's been around for 25 plus years, and this is a moment we have to capitalize on. So that's honestly what I would say. I think there's, Fee said it all with what she said, and, I think the points she made were.
That one sentence, and the entire league went silent. It wasn't just a throwaway comment, it was a signal. Caitlin Clark, the face of the WNBA, was publicly choosing a side. And honestly, can you blame her? This is the same league that has used her name to sell out arenas, boost TV ratings, and promote countless brand deals. Yet, at the same time, she's been knocked around on the court like it was a wrestling match. Think back to those early games of her rookie season. She was shoved, hacked, and elbowed, while referees often let it slide. People called it physical play. But if LeBron James or Stephen Curry took those same hits, we'd probably see free throws every 5 minutes. So, when the commissioner finally had an opportunity to show she cared about player safety, and instead referenced Clark's name while defending the league's image, you can understand why her patience might have run out. What happened next only made things worse. Right after Cathy Engelbert's press conference, she said she had reached out to Keir to arrange a private meeting and clear the air. But before that meeting could happen, Keir canceled it. She flat out refused to sit down with her. ESPN broke the story, and unbelievably, Engelbert reportedly found out through the media, not directly from Keir. That's how tense things had become. The league's commissioner was learning about canceled meetings from social media alerts, and this is where Clark re-enters the picture. After Keir pulled out of the meeting, several players, including Clark's teammate Lexi Hull, publicly backed Keir. They said she wasn't wrong and that league leadership seemed out of touch. Clark didn't release a long statement, but her actions spoke loudly. She stopped reposting WNBA content. She didn't mention the finals. Instead, she liked several fan posts criticizing league leadership. Fans noticed immediately. Some even called it Caitlin Clark's silent protest. And that's exactly what it felt like. This wasn't a routine disagreement. This involved the biggest star the league has ever had, sending a clear warning to the organization that helped launch her professional career. You can't keep benefiting from me while disrespecting the people around me. Before anyone says she's overreacting, consider the broader context. The WNBA is in the middle of one of the most critical collective bargaining agreement negotiations in its history. Player salaries are at stake, and a potential lockout in 2026 is a real concern. Ownership groups are trying to balance financial sustainability while increasing compensation for star players. Here's where it gets complicated. Two of the players at the negotiating table, Nafisa Collier and Breanna Stewart, are also co-founders of Unrivaled, an alternative off-season league. That creates an apparent conflict of interest. If the WNBA fails to reach a deal and a lockout happens in 2026, Unrivaled could benefit significantly. Players would need somewhere to play and earn during a shutdown. Naturally, some owners and executives are wary. They question whether Collier and Stewart could indirectly benefit if negotiations collapse. So when the commissioner becomes publicly entangled in a dispute with one of those same players, it only intensifies the scrutiny. That's where Clark's frustration seems rooted. She's watching both sides, league leadership and player representatives, clash publicly, while the future of the